Today's activity is going to get a little more complex in that we're going to look at if-then operators, and we are also going to look at random number generators. So these variables, or dealing with numerical variables, start to add a lot of power to your game. So I'm going to try and explain that to you in a couple of videos. So first off, here is the sample game that I'm playing. So it's quite similar to the shoot 'em up we did the other day. I have a gunship that moves back and forth and fires, and I have an alien ship that's trying to move around and escape my shots. Notice the alien ship changes numbers every few seconds. Now watch what happens when I shoot the alien ship. The number 1, number 2, I get 2 points when it says 2. It's now number 5. I got 5 points for hitting it when it said 5. There's number 1. I got 1 point. Same thing happens with options 3 and 4. So every 3 or 4 seconds, the ship changes its costume, shows me a different number, and as a result, when I hit that ship, I get the number of points that it shows. So there are a couple of things we need to do to address that. Let's try and get a 5 here to end. I got a 4. Okay, so I get different points for hitting the same ship depending on what its number value says. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with this is address the way the ship is moving. So notice it's always moving to different places and it's moving at different speeds. So the first thing we're going to do is, with our alien, we're going to create a couple of little pieces of code. And the first one is going to be a forever code, and I'm using the glide motion. So I've pulled out a glide to a specific X and Y coordinate. And I can type numbers in there and let it go to that specific coordinate. But the beauty of this is that we're going to use a random number generator. So when I pull out a random number generator, I can drop it into those spots. So here is a X coordinate. I'm dropping it in here where it says go to X. So I'm going to put a number in there that is negative 200 to positive 200. Now your scratch screen is 0 in the middle, negative 200 on the left, and positive 200 on the right. So that means it's going to move back and forth somewhere within the screen. My Y position is set to be randomly selected between 0 and 200. So 0 is right in the middle and 200 is the top. So that means this is going to move somewhere in the top half of the screen. So it's never going to go down into this area. So that's the beauty of the random generator. And it also means our game is going to be different every single time. I can't predict where this is going to go. Now, on top of a random number generator used for position, I'm also having it switch every few seconds to a different costume. So if I look at my aliens costumes, I have the same exact image with a different number in each one. And number 1 is costume 1. Number 2 is costume 2. Number 3, costume 3. Number 4, costume 4. And number 5 is costume 5. So as I play, my alien ship randomly moves around. The further it moves, the faster it's going to move. The slower it moves, the less distance it's going to move. So it's randomly moving around and randomly changing costumes. Now, what we're going to do to expand on this is reach a point again where, when we have a collision between our laser and our alien ship, the number that's in the ship is going to be the number of points you're going to get. So we'll talk about that part in the next video. I also have my ship moving, very straightforward here. That's very similar to what we had our ship moving before. Left arrow moves me to the left, right arrow moves me to the right. I didn't fancy it up with different costumes this time. And my laser is very similar to the laser fire we had last time. When I click the space bar, the laser goes to the gunship. It shows, it does its movement, repeat 30 times, changing the up value by 10, and then it hides again. So this part's exactly the same. So in this video, I've highlighted the alien costume and alien movement. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about how we accumulate the points when we have the collision between the laser and the alien.